Hey everyone, welcome back to another slower Vinyasa practice. Now this class is inspired by a quote that I saw on my meditation app this week, which I'm just going to read to you now. The more you know yourself, the more patience you have for what you see in others. Now this has been when I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is for me. I've noticed myself being quite critical of others, especially those who are closest to me, who I love the most dearly, which is so ironic. But I think what this quote is trying to get to us is that the more we know ourselves, the more we know we are imperfect. And when we can love that about ourselves, love and embrace our imperfections, it means that we are more patient with others, we are more considerate, and we're more empathetic. And I think that's really relevant in the world at the moment when there's so much division, and it all comes from looking within, because everything we see around us is a projection of ourselves. So we're going to be finding a little bit of space within the heart, physically opening up that way, but also energetically. Okay, we're going to start off really slow. Let's come down onto our bellies. Now, if you did have a bolster or a pillow, you might like to bring this just in front of you, just onto your chest or your ribs, and then you could stack your hands, bring your forehead down to the wrists, or if you had a block nearby, you can bring your head onto the block or another pillow. And if you don't have a bolster, then you might just lie down on the ground. But it just gives a little subtle back bend shape, creating more extension through the lumbar spine. And in this position, let's take some deeper breaths. Inhaling through the nose, filling up through the belly, the ribs and the chest. Deep breath out through the nose or the mouth. And just seeing with every breath if we can get a little heavier, get a little softer. Letting the hips and the legs really sink down towards the mat. Letting the back and the upper body, the head get heavy. Relaxing the jaw, the eyelids, the eyebrows. And slowly tuning into our parasympathetic nervous system, our rest and digest. And it is from this place that we can look inwards and we can find that depth of love. Often when we're in our sympathetic, we're tight, we're rigid, we're constrained, fight or flight. When we slow down, we tend to understand that we have a lot of love in our heart. We have an abundance of love. And the more we understand that, the more that we can give it out to the world and to ourselves. Before we begin to move, let's take another 3 really deep breaths. And then if you had a bolster underneath you or a pillow, then you can lift yourself up and just bring that to the side. We'll start in a Sphinx pose. So our elbows underneath the shoulders. Squeeze the glutes, point your toes so you're active through the back of the legs. Roll the shoulders back, lift up through the sternum, open the collarbones. You can stay down. If you felt like a little bit more, you could press through the hands, lift the elbows off the ground, and then touch the elbows back down. Inhaling to lift up. Exhaling to tap down. Inhaling, lifting up, rolling the shoulders away from the ears. And if you did feel like a little bit more, you could slide the hands down a little further to find more extension. Just make sure this feels safe, comfortable, welcomed in the spine. Let's go for about 1 to 2 more. Roll down onto your belly again. Bring your left elbow out in front. Bend your right knee and see if you can reach your right hand around towards your foot. Finding our half frog pose, Makarasana. You're going to try pull the right foot down towards the ground. Sorry, I meant Bekasana. I think Makarasana is crocodile pose. So early on in this practice, it might feel quite challenging to pull the foot in. That's totally okay. If you felt quite open, what you can do is bring the palm down onto your toes, your fingertips facing forward. Your elbow will lift up, and this will make it a little bit easier when you get to this position because you can actually push some weight down with your elbow and your hands. One more deep breath here. Okay, let's swap it out. Bring the right elbow down. Bend your left knee, other hand will come around, and then just pull. Be kind to yourself. So what we're doing here is that we're opening up through the quadriceps, the hip flexors a little bit. You want to squeeze your glutes. It's also a little bit of a back bend. Keep lifting up tall, rolling your shoulders down. We'll be playing with our dancer's pose, our Natarajasana, a little bit later on in the practice. So we just want to open through the front of the body a bit more. One more breath. Roll yourself back down. One more pose on the bottom is our locust pose. This is a little bit of a different variation that we've done usually. Of course, you can have your hands by your sides if you would like to try this one. You're going to lift your hips up, just slide your hands underneath. Palms might be facing down. Sometimes I like to hold my hands into fists. Palms might be facing up. Just whatever feels good. It's kind of close to the pubic bone. We'll just start with one leg lifting at a time. So lifting your right leg, engaging your glutes. At the moment, my hands are into fists, palms facing up, but again, just check in. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the hamstring, and then lower the right foot down. Let's try the left leg, breathing in, lifting the left foot up. Exhaling, lowering the left foot. Right foot, breathe in, lift it up. Exhale, lower down. Left foot. Okay, let's go 2 more times, either one time each side, or you could try double leg. Inhaling, lifting up. Squeezing the back of the legs, exhaling, lowering it down. Let's go one more. Inhale, lift up. Exhaling, lowering down. Nice job. Bring the hands by the ribs, push up onto your knees, breathing in. And then as we exhale, child's pose, hips towards the heels, arms reaching forward. Balasana. One more breath. Start to roll yourself up. Come into puppy pose. Land the hips on top of the knees. Reach your arms forward and then drop the chest in the direction of the ground. Now for the arm variation that you might do today, you could keep the elbows down, bend them, press the palms together, and then bring the thumbs towards the back of the neck, upper shoulders. So getting a bit more of a tricep stretch. Keep drawing the heart space down towards the ground. Lift the tailbone up towards the sky. One more breath. Release the hands. Plant them on the ground. Inhale as you shift your weight forward. Tuck onto the toes. As you exhale, downward facing dog. Ardha Mukha Svanasana. You might peel out your feet here. Dropping one heel down. Dropping the other heel down. Just wiggling your hips around side to side. Moving your shoulders around. Then find a moment of stillness. Soften at the legs, lowering your heels in the direction of the ground, really pushing through your hands, getting alert and active through your shoulders and your arms. And then walk your feet up towards your hands. Uttanasana, forward fold. Land the feet hip width distance. Relax the upper back. We'll tuck of the chin towards the chest. Ooh, it is windy. Hopefully that's okay on the mic. Walk up, the hands up towards the shins. Inhale as you lift halfway, shoulders in line with the hips, long spine. Exhale, roll yourself down, forward fold. Roll all the way up through standing. Take a deep breath in through the nose, arms come over the head. Exhale, hands by the sides, Tadasana. Okay, we're going to start with a new sequence here. Inhale as you lift your arms above your head. Keep your arms where they are, but as you exhale, hinge your hips back. Long spine here, brace the core, squeeze the shoulder blades down the back. Two options. You can either bring both elbows behind the back, holding onto opposite elbows, or bend your right elbow above your head, and then your left hand is going to come behind. You're trying to aim to hold onto the fingertips. If they don't quite reach, then you can hold onto kind of your t-shirt or a strap. Push your head back into your elbow. Use your next breath in. Shift your weight into your right foot. Keep your arms where they are. As you exhale, start to lift your left foot off, aiming to find warrior 3 or roughly warrior 3. Hips and shoulders square to the ground, long spine. And we're really just trying to find the foot in line with the torso. One more breath. Long step back with the left foot. Release the arms. Left knee comes down. Untuck the left toes. Inhale as you lift the arms above your head. Anjaneyasana. As you exhale, shift your hips forward. Open up the chest a little bit more. Maybe the hands reach behind you. Take another deep breath in here. Press the palms towards each other. As you exhale, bend the elbows. Tap the thumbs behind your head. Inhale, lift up. As you exhale, shift your hips back. Ardha Hanumanasana, half monkey pose. Hands reach behind you. Squeeze your shoulder blades back. Little bend of your right leg. Breathe in, shift your weight forward, tuck left toes. As you exhale, lower the left heel down, open warrior 2. Inhale, opening the arms. As we exhale, we land our hips. So lowering them down, squaring hips and shoulders towards the side. Look over your right hand. Inhale as you flip your right hand. As we exhale, we reverse. So right hand up and over, left hand down the left side body. Inhale, come back through center, right elbow to right thigh. As we exhale, left arm up and over. Squeeze the shoulder blades back. Maybe you sink a little lower into the legs. Look down to the ground. Breathe in as you frame out your front foot. Exhale, step back, downward facing dog. You might stay here, you could go into child's pose, or inhale as you roll yourself forward into your plank. As you exhale, knees or toes, chaturanga, tuck the elbows in by the ribs. Inhale your back bend of choice. It might be cobra, it might be upward facing dog. As we exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take another 2 breaths here. Inhale, walk your feet forwards. As we exhale, fold. Lift halfway, inhale. Squeeze the shoulder blades back. Exhale, fold forward again. Lift all the way up to the sky. Take a deep breath in. Tadasana, hands by the sides. Exhale. Okay, let's try that the other side. Inhale, we lift up. Keep the arms where they are, long spine. Exhale, tip your hips back. Soft bend of the legs. You don't have to come all the way parallel to the ground. You might be up a little higher. Remember, either hands behind the back, or if you wanted to try, left elbow bends on top. Right elbow tries to wiggle around. This side's a lot more challenging for me. Try to push your head back into your left elbow. Brace the core. Inhale as you shift your weight into your left foot. As you exhale, right foot lifts off. Warrior 3. Only going to be doing this once. Find your eye gaze, your drishti. Totally okay if you fall over. One more breath. Engage the back of the legs, the glutes, the hamstrings, just like our locust pose. Long step back with the right toes. Right knee comes down to the ground, release the arms. Breathe in as you lift up, Anjaneyasana. As we exhale, we sink forward, open the chest. You might stay here or breathe in, press the palms together. As you exhale, you bend the elbows, thumbs tapping behind you. Inhale, lift up, hands, feet behind. As we exhale, we lean forward, Ardha Hanumanasana, squeeze the shoulder blades back. Inhale, start to roll forward, tuck right toes, land the right heel. As you exhale, open Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana. Looking over your left hand, drawing the shoulder blades away from the ears. Inhale as you flip. As we exhale, we reverse. Right hand down the right leg, left arm up and over. Inhale, come back through center, left elbow to left thigh. Exhale, right arm up and over. Extended side angle. Look down to the ground. Breathe in, frame out your front foot. Exhale, step your left foot back. Downward facing dog. Stay here or roll forward, breathing in. Exhaling, chaturanga. Inhale, your back bend of choice. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Okay, start to wander yourself forwards. Take about 3 breaths to roll yourself up through standing. So slowly rise up, let the upper body dangle. A little tuck of the chin towards the chest. It's the last thing to roll up. Find Tadasana, mountain pose. Hands by the sides, palms facing forward. A little squeeze of the glutes. Okay, we're going to play with our Nattarajasana, our dancer's pose. We'll just do once each side and then we'll head down onto our hips. So let's start with the right foot. Shift your weight onto it. Pick up your left foot. You might have your hand on the outside of the foot. You might have it on the inside of the foot. It's really up to you. Take a deep breath in, lift up tall, squeeze the glutes. As you exhale, reach your right arm forward, tip from the hips, kick your left foot behind you, back and up. Gosh, it's hard to balance in this wind. Little squeeze of the shoulder blades. Finding deep breaths in and out through the nose, regulating our focus. Let's go 1 to 2 more breaths. Come back through center. Take a breath. We'll swap to the other side. So shift your weight into your left foot. Right foot picks up. Squeeze the glutes. Open through the chest. Hand might be on the outside or the inside. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And then as we exhale, reach the left hand forward, tip from the hips. Kick your right foot up and away. Just like I said at the beginning, it's about embracing imperfections, embracing the wobbles, the bumps. I mean, if we were all perfect, it'd be boring, right? Okay, come back through center. Let's head down onto our hips. Take a deep breath in through the nose, arms overhead. Exhale, fold yourself forward. Halfway lift, breathe in. As you exhale, just cross one leg down to the ground. Sink yourself down. We'll finish with a forward fold each side. Right foot extends out, left foot to the inner thigh. Take a deep breath in through the nose. As we exhale, lean forward, maybe reaching your hands towards the right foot, the right shin. Walk yourself back up. Let's swap it out. Left foot out, right foot in. Breathe in, lift tall. As we exhale, lean forward. Finding length through the lumbar spine, so tilting your pelvis forward. And then walking yourself back. If there are any final movements you'd like to take before either finding a seat or lying down in Shavasana, you absolutely can. Any kind of, maybe a twist each side might feel quite nice. Either way, close your eyes down. If you're lying down on the ground, just let the body become heavy. If you are seated, then find a little bit more of a tall spine. Roll your shoulders away from the ears. This next minute or two we'll take in stillness, finding that awareness of self. And just know that you can stay here for as long as you'd like. And just to finish our class together, I'll read the quote that I said at the beginning by Erikson. The more you know yourself, the more patience you have for what you see in others. We'll finish with one big breath together. Deep breath in through the nose. Deep breath out through the nose or the mouth. Thank you so much, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the class. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below. Otherwise, I will move with you again sometime soon, either here on YouTube or on Patreon, where we have some longer classes. Much love to you.